Hello there and welcome to my channel today. We're going to do a meditation that helps you reaffirm your place in the world by drawing in the energy of the elements. First thing to do is to get very relaxed and comfortable. Whether you want to sit or lie down, ensure it's a place where you won't quite fall asleep, but you'll be close enough to it by being very calm, in a place where you won't be interrupted. You may want to get a glass of water to have ready for when we end the meditation. So get comfortable now. And the next thing we'll do is we'll get you nice and relaxed. We'll do this by focusing on the breathing, on the breath that's going in and out of the body. Normally it's doing this quietly on autopilot, and we're going to enhance that now. So just let yourself breathe and notice how as you breathe a little bit deeper, your chest swells gently. And that breath going in curls inwards to circle inside your rib cage. Breathe in and out at your own natural pace, but deepen the next breath that you take in. Feel it gliding down into your lungs. Again, your shoulders rise and fall. And while you're breathing in and out, the breath that goes in curls inside you like a wave. A gentle wave from the ocean. Imagine it's warm, splashing very gently against any hard muscles that it finds in your body. Perhaps your shoulders feel a little bit tight, or down your spine the vertebrae feel like they've been crammed together. It might be that at the base of your neck you're feeling tight and drawn. But any place in you where there's tissue that seems hard, worn out, exhausted from recent days, that's where I want you to take that warm breath and imagine that breath finds that hard area and massages it, that goes gently through it, making it warm and rubbery, leaving it feeling warm, syrupy. And then with your out breath, take out any tension that you find in your body, so you're breathing in warmth, gentleness, and you're taking out on that out breath any stress or tension or any tiredness from your body itself. Carry on breathing deeply in and out, each breath making you feel more light, more calm, and each out-breath dissolving any hardness that's in your body, till finally you feel you're weightless. You can feel where your physical body's perimeter is, the skin at the outside, but overall you feel like a light balloon. You're just resting there on the furniture or the floor. Let that great wheel of breath carry on moving through you, through the whole of our exercise tonight. Breathing in calmness, breathing in to make you feel even larger, more spacious, and breathing out to anchor you deeper into the world where you're lying or sitting. Continue breathing in and out, a wheel of gentleness that never stops. So at this point, While you're breathing gently in and out, if you want to change your position, how you're lying or sitting, it's fine to do that. Get yourself comfortable. Go on with the breath that's going in and out like a great wheel. Feel yourself gently swaying as the breath moves in and out, without any worries in the world, without any hurry. Notice now how your feet are moving with your breath. In your mind's eye, your feet are taking one step after the other, possibly in time with your breathing. Slow, unhurried footfalls that move you forwards. You're walking through a quiet, sunny day. You feel safe and at peace, moving along a pathway that snakes between some tree trunks, flanking you on either side. The grass is rustling against your legs, tickling your ankles. And this grass is high, it's as tall as your knees. This is a path that isn't well trodden. It seems that animals more than humans have been using it. The trees on either side are large. Their trunks are very close together, wide and thick. Possibly they were once planted as a hedge, as a boundary, but these twisting trees long ago were left to grow wild. And carry on through that green grass, its silky blades parting gently as your feet move forwards, carrying you onwards through this greenery, smelling the fresh air, hearing the buzz of the insects. Up ahead, there are some bushes of yellow gorse, growing as tall as you are, flanking the sides of the pathway. As you draw near, you can smell their coconut scent. The flowers are rich on every branch. Yellow surrounds you as you move forwards, the scent going deep inside. And now they're going past you. You move through green, through bright yellow, breathing the fresh air of the country, smelling the gorse, moving on into the next stage. Your feet are continuing to move forwards as if they're on autopilot, taking you at their own pace through the green grass. Overhead you can hear birds singing, hidden in the branches. And before you, an expanse has opened up. Past the trees, coming into view, is a pond, a lake that's as smooth as glass. There are irises, the yellow flowers growing at the banks. Over on that smooth surface, lilies are growing. It reflects the blue sky overhead. You can see insects moving over the water, pond skaters, dragonflies, bees. And as you draw nearer, also reflected in the water, are stone ruins from the other side of the lake, ruins that are lit by the sun. as shapes shimmer in the water, crumbling walls, chimneys covered in ivy that rise up to hug a central square tower picked out yellow in the sun's rays. From the reflection, you sense the ruins themselves waiting for you on the other bank. Follow all the way up that warm outline, the stones, up to where some crows are circling, cawing. Notice again closer to you the iris heads bobbing at the lake's edge, waiting for you to draw nearer, and amongst them, where the grass meets the water, a rowing boat is waiting for you. It seems strong, dry inside, its smooth wood holding a seat, and you step into that boat easily, settling on the seat, getting comfortable on the warm wood heated by the sun, and feeling the boat sway a little bit, settling around you. Ripples moving off into the water, gently swaying the reflections, letting the sunlight dance over your face. You reach over the edge of the boat to where your fingers touch the grass, and give that bank a push. Feel the boat begin to move smoothly away out into the open water. As it glides over the lake, with no effort at all, continuing to move at its pace. Instead of sitting, I want you to lie back in that boat. Now feel the hot sun on your closed eyelids, sunlight that turns them pink and orange as it flickers. The steady speed of this boat and the heat of the sun massaging you, warming all of your skin. All that seems to be moving in the world is the boat and yourself inside it. As we go forwards, enjoy the sense of the land being left behind you, the bank already some distance away. As we glide on, think of one thing you'd like to leave behind, one worry that you no longer need, and let that drift away, already as far away as the bank is from you, no longer going with you on our journey. With a nudge, the boat is coming to a halt. It's gently ceased its motion, and as you sit up, you find we're at another bank of grass. Between more irises, their yellow heads and tongues surrounding you as high as you are. There are insects buzzing, and we've reached the far bank of the lake. You rise. With one step, you've left the boat. You're standing again on the grass of the bank, and you begin to walk through it. Now you're barefoot. The grass is cool under your heels, tickling again around your ankles. We move onwards to find what's on this far shore. That sense we had before when we walked up the long forgotten driveway, where those trees had grown from a hedge planted long ago. That sense returns of being in a place where no one has walked in a long time. You seem to be in the gardens of an estate, a country estate, that was abandoned long ago. Ahead of you is a tunnel of yew trees, an archway of dark, rich green, a tunnel that stretches forwards. And as you step underneath, you'll notice how they take away the sky. Although blue is still visible and you can still sense it between the twigs, between the leaves. But in here this tunnel is hushed, quiet, as if waiting for you. The light that filters through gives everything a surreal edge. As you move forwards, with these trained yew trees arching over you, so carefully grown all those years ago and now left to themselves, you feel like you're moving in a dream. Your feet gently crunching on the ground below. It's dry in here, the path under you is dusty, and up ahead, this yew tunnel appears to have a cross-section. Up ahead, a crossroads has been created within these yew tunnels, where the little triangles of daylight can be seen overhead, where the sunlight's warmth can be felt on your skin in very thin shafts as you move along. You reach this crossroads and pause. On all sides of you, in 4 directions, each tunnel leads away. Behind you, you know there's the far distant lake, the grass and the irises, and in the other 3 directions, you sense that each leads in the distance to sunlight, to the outdoors. So I want you now to choose one of those tunnels, to left or right or straight ahead, and let your feet begin to follow it. The yew trees are passing overhead. There's that quiet, slightly muffled echo as your feet move, crunching gently on the soil and gravel beneath. This tunnel carries you along to where the sunlight grows nearer. The brightness grows in your eyes. Everything turns a little bit whiter. For a few moments all is blue as you step out. As you step out into daylight and your eyes adjust. Your feet report warm, sun-heated stone, smooth but in places slightly rough with lichen. You're walking down a wide set of stone steps, and they're leading you down into what was once a formal garden. Today it's not so formal. It's been left to itself for a long time. But you can still walk along its gravel pathways. And on either side, the flowers have sprung up, providing wonderful and startling displays against the clear sky. Now sense their colours as you walk along, as they bob in the sunlight, as the bees move to and fro between them. You may notice different scents, sweet perfumes for a moment coming into your head. Some you'll be able to identify. You'll find they take you back to some time in the past. Others won't be recognizable, but sweet around you as you move forwards between the flowers. Exploring the pathways, you'll find in places the flowers have pushed out from their beds. They're tall, entwined, and you have to step round or over them. They've grown into each other, they climb over the many different surfaces. It's hard to separate where one flower begins and the other ends, and many of these shrub bushes seem to be curious mixtures, many different types of colour and scent, shape, rising upwards and outwards. So move on now between these flowers for a few moments on your own. I'll let you explore this garden alone, and while you move between them, see if you can sense what these flowers represent and symbolize from your past week. What has been growing in your life over the last few days? What have you been feeling the most? How have you been overall? You're still moving forwards in this long-forgotten flower garden, where the pathways move between the beds that have become riots of colour, of growth. But your feet are taking you to the centre of this garden. The pathways all converge on one place, where there's a mass of golden ivy, and inside it, silhouetted, you can discern the outline of a stone column, a pedestal. Move over to the steps of this column's base. Put your fingers into that dry golden ivy. Let your fingers close around the stalks, the roots that grip so tight against the stone, and begin to pull. Tense your fingers, pull hard. Feel the ivy give and begin to pull away, a dry, crackling mass, its roots snapping, coming away in your hands. A big curtain, a blanket of ivy that you pull aside and throw to the ground, revealing the stone column, darkened where the ivy has been gripping into it, and on its top there's a sundial. Now this sundial is covered in thick green moss. The pointer on its top, the carved marks for the hours, are hidden under all that greenery. Let your fingers run over that moss, feeling the bumps, the warm softness. As your fingers move back and forth, notice how it might not be numbers that are carved, hidden under that moss. Maybe there are letters forming a word. Trace with your fingertips through the moss and begin to notice the word that's written in the stone. You'll be able to pick it out from the shapes beneath the moss. One simple, easy to find word that's a message to you from the garden, a direction to take going forwards. Let your fingers trace now and discover what that word is for you. You find your feet are walking again and you're back inside those yew tunnels. The dark leaves, the small red berries are over your head, arching side to side. There's a slight muffled quality as before, as your feet move over the dry pathway below, taking you back to where the crossroads is. Those 4 tunnels branching away from each other, tunnels of you. And this time you're at the crossroads again, and just sense where there's a different tunnel, one you haven't taken before, and begin to move along that, through its shade, through its coolness. You find the distant sunlight drawing nearer. Again, everything goes white, goes blue. For a moment, all you can sense is light. And again, your feet begin to report warm stone, hot from the sun. You're moving down stone steps once more, wide, elegant steps, taking you down into another garden. And this garden has beds which contain statues amongst its overgrown bushes. Now these statues will be largely hidden. They'll be behind the dead grass of last year, ivy, the cleavers, all the things that are growing again this year, rich and green. Ivy will snake around these statues, but still, as you move along the pathways, walking gently on the gravel, you'll be able to make out parts of the statues that are clear. And just as we did with the stone column, you can pull away at the things that are obscuring it. You're going to find that statue after statue will be a person from your life. Some will be instantly recognizable. They'll have memories attached, good or bad, but you'll instantly know who they are. By how they look, by how they feel, maybe from the mood you instantly get as you uncover them. Others may be more surprising, people you've not thought of in a long, long time, and why they're here may be a puzzle initially. Some of these statues, as you walk along, pulling at the growth around them, exposing their heads, their shoulders, exposing what they're depicted doing, what scene they're enacting. You may find some of those are pleasurable, people you're pleased to see here, people who've factored a great deal in your life in a positive way. Very occasionally, you may find a statue of somebody you never wanted to see again, someone you couldn't stand. And with those ones, if you have a strong reaction, you know it's fine to topple them right over off their plinths. Let them fall and be buried in all that undergrowth. Have this garden contain only the people you want in it, the people you want to celebrate, the people who've brought love, laughter, and growth into your life. Your feet are moving once more, and you're back in those dark, cool yew tunnels. The open sky hidden behind all those dark leaves and twigs. Moving again towards the crossroads where we have a third and final tunnel to explore. Your feet find the one tunnel you haven't yet taken and move you along it, towards that distant sunlight that draws nearer. Again we move into whiteness, into blue. And now we're stepping out. Our eyes are adjusting. We feel sunlight on our shoulders and the top of our heads. Moving into the open air, but right in front of us, rising like a mountain or a tower or a cliff. When you crane your neck, you see the ruins rising upwards, rising up to that great empty shell of the central tower. The walls of these ruins move up in the sunlight. Trees grow through where rooftops used to be. Ivy is thick, clinging to the stones. You move forwards through the great archway of the doorway, a doorway that long ago lost its wooden doors. You move and the stone goes over you overhead, through forgotten rooms, your feet moving over tiles that are cracked and covered in dirt in the floor. To left and to right there are doorways, giving glimpses into rooms where tree trunks rise up where they shouldn't be. But you carry on forwards, move along this corridor, step around the trees, the birches and elders that have grown up through the floor, carrying on to the very center of this house, wondering about the people who built it, who lived here long ago, why it has been abandoned for so long. You feel like you're the only person in the world as you step forwards, exploring this great ruin, coming to the very center, to the shaft of that tall tower that rises up into the sky. Now as you pause here, crane your neck and sense above you, rising overhead, the empty shell of this tower. It seems to be in a series of rooms, one on top of the other. There are isolated fireplaces up there in the walls. There are areas where the walls were once plastered, papered and painted, now broken and cracked back to rough stone. As you follow the progress up with your eyes, you sense where the boards are poking out that once supported the floors, rising higher and higher, until there's a square of blue at the very top, where a distant cloud is moving overhead. There is a stone stairway that spirals up through this tower, hugging the inside wall, all the way to the very top. But those stairs, those slats of stone pushing out from the wall, they start 2 stories, 2 floors above where you stand. Between you and them is empty space. You can feel the tower pulling at you, wanting you to climb it, but those steps are too high to reach. To get onto those, we're going to take one of those dream leaps. Those leaps we do when we're asleep, where we take a few steps back and we feel our muscles fill with energy. Do that now. Just retreat a few steps. Feel yourself tense and coil inside, and then release it. Fling yourself forwards in a spring, uncoiling like a rubber band, leaping up through the open air to find where your feet are now standing. Your hands, your palms are resting on that strong stone. You've made it onto the steps. Now you're above the ground. Where you were is far below you. You're part of that tower. You're on these strong stone steps that push out from the wall, that begin to lead you snaking, spiraling around these walls upwards to the tower's top. So I want you to continue climbing, moving up these stairs. Although there's no railing on one side, they're wide enough for you to keep away from the drop. Move up the steps at your own pace, reassured by how wide they are, moving past the rough stone of the walls. Already you're at some height. your fingers trailing against the dusty, crumbling stone, or moving where it's been plastered and smooth. And you're drawing close up ahead to one of those isolated fireplaces. As you draw level, pause for a second, reach into its hearth. You'll feel where the moss has been growing, but still in there are some shiny pieces of black charcoal. Take one now between your fingers. Feel how light it is between them. You might find its blackness rubs against your fingertips. Carry on climbing. Take that bit of charcoal with you as we follow the stairway upwards. You have that feeling again like we're walking in a dream, as the walls of these long forgotten rooms move past you. As you rise upwards and upwards, beginning to appreciate how tall this tower is. The ground below you has dropped away to quite a distance. It's beginning to feel unreal, like a place you never were. All you really are aware of are these walls going past you, the occasional windows in them that reveal the view of the countryside outside. In the window that you're moving up to now, a window that long ago lost its glass with just a few bits of lead pushing through, there's an old bird's nest, a delicate arrangement of twigs, a few feathers pushed in between them, and in there are some colourful fragments of eggshells. Eggs of faint pink, faint yellow or blue. I want you to reach in there and take a piece of shell where the colour appeals to you. Put that in your hand next to the charcoal, and then continue to rise. The open sky, that square of blue up ahead, a bit larger now, seeming to watch you. You carry on walking up the staircase that moves in a square spiral, hugging the inside of the walls, taking you higher and higher. You seem to be moving through what was once a bathroom. There are tiles on the wall, cracked and old. There's a basin, its porcelain poking out. Inside is furred with moss and has some water, gathering rainwater over the years. While you move up, just slow your pace and dip the hand with the charcoal and the eggshell into this basin of water. Feel the coolness on your skin for a moment. And then with them still in your hand, carry on walking, moving up the stairway, moving past rough stone that's warm from the sun. The top of the tower is much closer now, yawning overhead, its blue expanse waiting for you, and the sun here can easily reach the stone. On one side the open air drops away, a shaft down to the world below. You have a sense of how high you've come, how far you've walked, spiraling around the inside of this tower. Now the sky is wide, is opening to receive you. We've reached the very top of the tower. We've come all that way. Now your feet step out, leaving the staircase, placing you on a parapet with waist-high walls of stone. walkway around the top of the tower walls. As you follow this pathway around, you'll have walls on either side of you, keeping you safe. Walls to the waist, that when you grip them, are heated by the sun, lichened and rough in places, smooth with moss in the others. And now the landscape is glorious around you. As you breathe in deep lungfuls of the fresh, gusting air, you're aware of how far the landscape stretches all the way to the horizon. It's laid out golden before you. Patches of forest, areas of fields, perhaps the distant sea. Wherever you turn, the landscape moves. You have the sense of the size of this wonderful world before you, and your own place in it, high here in the sky. The fresh breeze gusts against you. I want you to breathe it in deeply, and as you breathe it in, feel spiraling up from below the energy of the land itself. When you breathe in, you have some sense of the stillness of that pond that we sailed over, warm with the sunlight. When you breathe in this fresh breeze here, there are echoes in it of the scents in the flower garden, those perfumes that took you back to memories from long ago, that remind you of the colors that moved about you in the pathways. When you breathe in up here, you feel the softness of that sundial, that special word spelled out there for you to find. Breathe in again up here, and let your fingertips remember the feeling of pulling the undergrowth from those statues, the people that you found there as you explored. When you breathe in, you also feel that powerful spring, your muscles tensing, that dream leap onto the steps, your slow spiral up to here, to where we now stand, breathing, our palms feeling the warm sun on the stone, breathing so through the base of our feet, like a breeze rising upwards, up through your hips, through your torso, your chest, your shoulders. Energy is spiraling through your neck, behind your forehead. It's following round your skull and is pushing out through the top of your crown, out into the blue sky above. You breathe in the energy that spirals up from the ground far below, spirals through you, up and out into the open sky above, all the way out into the cosmos, to the sun itself. While this current circles through you, in your mind's eye, throw out both arms. Let your fingers push out as far as they'll go at the end of your limbs. Let the charcoal be seized by the wind, that piece of eggshell, the droplets of water spinning in the air, glistening like diamonds. Release all of that to the freedom of the wind. Sense them traveling outwards over the land, landing to surprise you one future day in some remembered dream. But here, I want you to stay breathing. Breathe that coiling, spiraling strength up from the earth below, through this tower where you wait in the sky. Let it move through every cell of your body, through your lungs, out into the tissues, the capillaries, the bones, all the way through you and upwards through the crown, merging, forming part of the sky itself. For a few moments here, stay breathing deep. Be the conduit with your arms wide, between the tower, the earth and the sky. Carry on breathing and fill yourself with the energy. And finally, while you stand here warmed by the sun, with that breeze moving around you, feeling the solidity of the tower beneath your feet, we realize that it's time to begin our departure from this land. So first, relax any hold you might have on those walls at waist height. Let your palms return to your sides, free in the air. This is a place that we can return to very easily at any time. It's only a few thoughts away, and while we're here still on the tower, think of one element that you can take with you, one memory, one remembered thing. It might be a colour, a sensation, it might be a part of the building or the grounds that we walk through. One thing that you can easily draw in the future, and then by just daydreaming, letting the scene build around that fragment, you'll easily be back here. Find that one thing now. Store it safely for our journey back. And then return to noticing that breeze that moves around you up here, so high above the earth. This breeze, warmed by the sun, is moving around you, moving round your shoulders, brushing against your face. It makes you feel lighter and more spacious. As you inhale and exhale, that fresh breeze going into your lungs, you're becoming more and more as light as a leaf. You're becoming as light as a feather, and that breeze that moves around you effortlessly takes your shoulders and begins to turn you. It turns your light body easily in its grip, and now the breeze has picked you up. You are almost weightless, just like a feather, and this breeze is holding you as firmly and as gently as would the hand of a lover, as would the hand of a parent holding a baby. As the breeze carries you out, you have the idea of the tower moving away from you. You're moved out into this landscape itself, and that yellow sunlit tower of stone is now moving past you as you float down. You're floating down the outside of the tower, seeing the glassless windows move by, how the ivy has climbed very, very high to hug the stone. Now the tower's moving away from you. You're moving over the yew tunnels, seen from above, an unruly mass of dark trees, forming a great spiky cross. In one corner of that cross is the statue garden, glimpses of white in a riot of green overgrowth. In another quarter is that flower garden, where the colours are entwined and twisting around that central sundial. As we circle and spiral in the breeze, you become aware of the lake below you, that great expanse of still water, where on one bank is that rowboat where you left it amongst the irises, and across the expanse on the far shore are those trees that marked a driveway you walked along, where we began our journey, where the yellow gorse is waiting that you push through. Now the whole landscape is becoming more and more distant. Let yourself be moved on the breath, on that breeze, through the sky, and leave that landscape behind. We're circling slowly, spiraling in the breeze as light as a feather, coming closer sensing where we left our bodies behind us in the physical world. As that landscape becomes now just a distant yellow memory, something to revisit again in dreams, you're becoming more aware of where you left your body at the beginning of our session. Breathe yourself back to where the idea of your body is, where we left it sitting or lying, where it's waiting, safely tethered, waiting to be inhabited again by you. Your breath is moving in and out, just like the breeze that turns you this way and that, moving you over to where your body is waiting. I want you to breathe yourself back to where your body is and wait just above it, up there in the air. While you breathe, you'll notice how your chest is gently rising and falling, moving like a wave in itself or the motion of a great wheel. And you can ride this wheel, breathing yourself back into your body. So with your next inhalation, breathe into your body, down into the back of your lungs, curl around and out again. Breathe in once more, feel yourself going back into your lungs, and this time continue all the way down past your hips, down past your knees and your ankles to where your toes are. Leave yourself down in that space where the toes and the heels are. Breathe in once more and take yourself down again all the way down your legs, now filling where your ankles and your calves are. Leave yourself down there so that your feet are beginning to feel the right weight. Breathe in once more and take this breath down to your knees, to your thighs. Begin to fill up your legs now with yourself. Keep breathing in and let your legs return to the right weight. Feel that they're attached to you below your hips. Keep on breathing yourself down so that everywhere below your hips is now becoming the right weight. The areas between the skin down there are filled in with your organic body. Your next breaths in are going to go down to your tummy area, down to the waist, to the base of your spine, leaving your essence there, putting everything where it should be again. Breathe in, down, filling your torso, and now let your chest and your lungs be filled. Feel that now you're breathing in and filling the whole area below your shoulder blades, so that down there, your body is becoming the right weight. It's becoming the body that you left behind. From the shoulders down, your body feels organic and everything is back in place again. Breathe now down to split in two and take it along your arms. Breathe along the tunnels of your arms, down past the elbows, all the way to where your fingers and your palms are waiting. Leave yourself down there. Breathe in and leave your essence in your hands and your wrists. Begin to feel the area from your wrists to your elbows. Breathe in once more, split it in two, and let that fill your upper arms all the way to your shoulders. Now when you breathe in, you have an organic body from the neck down. Arms, trunk and legs are all in place, just waiting now for the final steps to take place. And you breathe in, and now your breath goes upwards, go up through the neck into the head itself. Breathe upwards into your skull, filling the spaces you find where your mouth is, between your ears. Breathe up to where your brain is, all those busy thoughts. Breathe in and fill the area of your head. With one breath, draw in that tiny part of you that thinks, that little speck, and return it to where it normally lives, between the eyes. Now as you continue breathing in and out, your body should feel your own again. But carry on breathing in and out, and if you feel any part is spacey or absent, breathe your absence to that place, fill yourself in, Now you should feel that your whole body is back, filling the boundary of skin. Your body, where it's sitting or lying, is returned to its right weight. You might be able to, as you breathe, to have a little wiggle of your fingers or your toes. You might feel very gently that your limbs are beginning to uncoil, to flex those muscles. The bones are very slightly beginning to shift position as you settle back, fully relaxed, completely renewed in your body again. There's no hurry in this. Take this at your own pace. Return to your body fully so you become alert. You become comfortable again being you, knowing that the outside world is beyond your closed eyelids. Let's return to it now. Breathe in deeply still, but open up your eyes now. Let the scene around you settle back into place, all that's familiar and comfortable. Carry with you the gentle relaxation of where we've just been, of the adventure you've just had. You may want to take a sip of water now. That's a nice way of grounding ourselves and reminding ourselves we're back in the physical body.